Hello YouTube, this is Lord Zath bringing you another replay. In this case, we are looking at a Midway. Midway was recently changed, and some people would say that it is incredibly overpowered. Wow, this is interesting. We have a couple of power divisions. We've got Top Gun, who's we're watching right now with a couple of div mates. There's an APOC division. Some cool dudes there. I recognize a couple of them. And then we've got Gaishu Shoku in the Midway with Musor and Moriarty something. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see. Whoa. Alright, let's get away from that for a little bit here. We're going to do our characteristic screenshot first as we position ourselves into place. And interestingly enough, we notice that Top Gun is going backwards. He got the silly thing in reverse. So that's kind of interesting. Look at all those planes, huh? That just spells death, right? Alright, gonna get a couple more screenshots and then we'll talk about the carrier and what's going on here. It looks beautiful with that red skybox background, huh? This is Land of Fire, for those of you guys who don't know maps too well. And it's a decent map for carriers. There's a lot of good places to do evil deeds. And yeah, I see the Corgi flag on him too. That's cool. I always thought it was kind of funny how they animate the launching of these planes, right? I mean, you saw the other planes, right? They just kind of went through. So we've got from the reverse, from the middle to the back to the front, taking off. It's kind of funny how that works. All right, there we go. While we're at it, let's take a look at flags. And no flag other than the Corgi flag. All right. So let's get these squadrons highlighted. Highlighting allows us to kind of there we go. Follow what's going on, and we're following Top Gun's view as well. And you can see that there was already a little bit of back and forth at the B cap. Top Gun supporting the Grozovoy, show me your sits. Grozovoy, pretty decent for anti-air, so obviously a kind of not a good idea for the carrier to attack. So let's talk real quick about the new Midway. The new Midway is a... Oh, why did you turn your blades? Guys, shoot. Anyway, it's 222, as you can see on the bottom there. The big thing is that now the torpedo bombers, even though there's 2 squadrons, they're tier 8 torpedo bombers. And the dive bombers can be HE, high explosive, or they can be AP, armor piercing. This AP is just delicious. And what I mean by, maybe a little late there. Oh no, nice strafe. What I mean by that is that you can do some serious damage to enemy cruisers. Look at the Des Moines there. He just took a bit of a hit, but it looked like he had defensive fire up. Oh my God, look at that. Do you see how dirty this ship is? Everybody knows that Des Moines is supposed to be really good for anti-air, yet at the same time we already see that Musor killed the enemy Zhao, or the team Zhao I should say, and now we're watching as Top Gun gets himself in position to drop bombs on the Yamato. And we can see, look at the way the bomb reticule works. It's definitely AP bombs. 12k damage, not too shabby. And you see now he's moving his I'm gonna pause because I think it's good now, 5 minutes in, take a look at the battle, right? So you see he's moving his dive bombers this way and then back, and that's smart because you don't want to fly over 2 other really strong anti-air ships. You just you'll lose the bombers. Now at this point, the enemy is mostly going to C. B was capped for free by the Grozavoy, who is now moving to hamper the enemy movements here at A. Most of Top Gun's fleet is between B and C on the south. Most of the enemy fleet is kind of up here on the flank more. So what's going to be interesting to see happen, who is this, Kellum, I think? No, Plateau, whatever. The Des Moines is basically stuck. Can't really move out from that position. So unfortunately, he's probably going to get focused and go down. That's my guess. Conqueror will maybe also get focused, but I mean, it's a Conqueror, so let's face it, it'll be fine. And this group that's balled up here kind of needs to do something, right? It's a random battle, so my guess is that most of them will just stay balled up. But you know, what you'd love to see is either them moving this way and crushing this smaller group and then flanking, or maybe kind of, I don't know, pushing out this way. But that's a lot of enemies that they're pushing into, so we'll have to see how it goes. Top Gun's Tor bombers are still available. Where are they? There they are. So he's going to drop on the Chapayev there, probably. By the way, premium consumables makes sense for a carrier. Okay. And there's a destroyer trying to protect the Chapayev. Top Gun going for a cross drop, looks like. Cross drops are incredibly difficult to pull off, by the way, so hats off to him if he pulls this off. I don't think he's even bothering to drop his other set. Nope. Alright, Conqueror got the kill. So now it's time to go up and nail the Bismarck, I'm guessing, yeah. Notice how he's going from farther back. He knows that he's going to lose a lot of planes. Those are tier 8 torpedo bombers, and you notice how they just melted. And these are taking out the Des Moines. No surprise there. So the question's going to be, where's Top Gun going to go with this carrier? He's moving a little bit forward now at a half speed. That's something that I like to do when I play carrier. I like to keep it to half speed because that keeps my momentum up, so that if I do end up getting CV sniped, I can turn the rudder and the ship will react right away. If I'm at a dead stop, you waste like a critical 30 seconds or so getting up to speed before your ship really starts to maneuver. So looks like my guess is the Des Moines is using radar to spot the Grozavoy. Grozavoy is taking fire. So the question's going to be, ooh, enemy Grozavoy. What are you going to do with your bombers? You could go after the Des Moines. That's going to take a bit to get all set up and good to go.
Standing by for instructions. Over.
And you see that Top Gun is moving his carrier away from that flanking group, since the flanking group seems to be kind of pushing. These guys seem to be holding. And there's the Tor Bomber Squadron. And Top Gun's planes are basically going to say, nope, .avi. Yeah, see, Gaishu's going to be forced to pull those back. Sit's asking for people to move up.
Standing by for instructions. Over. Ready. Ready for takeoff.
Now let's see, this is something that I'm not that good at, which is micromanaging my fighters. With strafing and exit strafing and all that jazz. Grozavoy staying in B-cap. This is one area where a lot of CV players will kind of mess up. He is going for Des Moines. Is because with that Grozavoy there, a lot of carrier players will move their bombers or their fighters and chase right into the anti-airfield, and then you end up taking unnecessary losses essentially. Maybe he's not going for the Des Moines. We have a Cyclone coming in. Now, Cyclones really, really help carriers out, because planes don't get spotted until like the last second. So that's going to make Des Moines less of an anti-air threat, basically, because the Des Moines anti-air isn't going to be able to help these battleships. And it looks to me like with the Iowa beaching, that might be a beautiful target. And it looks like he's spotted that, so Top Gun's going. You'll notice the torpedo bombers are getting in position to do stuff. Uh-oh. And that's one of the hardest parts about playing carrier, is that constant need to maneuver, move around, and look at different targets. It's very hard to do. And despite using manual drops, you'll notice he lost all of his bombers there. They didn't do anything. It's kind of weird. Exit strafe out to try to help the Montana. And you're going to strafe your own fighters? Oh, you won that, but I don't know. You seem to lose a lot of, your fighters for that one. You might have been better off just letting that strafe go through. Anyway, you're doing the manual drop because you think the Iowa's going to be there. He's obviously moved a little bit, and you caught yourself there, so cool. God, the carrier is a really, really difficult class to play. It's a very frustrating one sometimes because you want to do certain things, and then sometimes the UI just refuses to let you, which of course gets really, really annoying. Oh, and sometimes it works. Funnily enough, you're gonna probably hit the Yamato with your other torpedoes, so that might work well. I don't know what your team is doing. You're turning around and running. Makes sense. Yep, 2 torps to the Yamato. That rune. Look at the rune. He's probably gonna try torping both Yamato and Iowa. He torped the Iowa. It's too bad there's a storm on, so he can't actually watch what's going on. And now we see that Top Gun is kind of speeding up and trying to turn away. Yamato's gone. And that's huge, right? Now that that flank is secure, these guys can try to envelop and surround this larger force. 9 minutes left, though, and all of A Division is still alive, possibly healthy. And there's Muser. Yep, defensive fire triggered. No, that's the fighter. Well, I mean, it was a quick drop, but it's what you get with storms. Now B is being capped, so you can see that Top Gun is going to support his team by trying to spot what's in B cap. And it's the rune. Well, that certainly complicates things. Looks like Rozovoy might be up there too. So obviously that's going to be Top Gun's target. You'll notice that he's not trying to snipe the enemy CV. I see a lot of carriers that try to do CV sniping, and honestly, CV sniping, just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think it works that well. I think you're far better off trying to support the team, killing whatever is closest to your teammates, or at least helping to kill them. Some people hate carriers because it's like they're CV, like they're stealing the kill and all that kind of stuff. But to me, I think it's much more important that they're supporting the team. Llama with a good kill there. We've got the dive bombers coming in. It's funny, I was just mentioning CV sniping, but interestingly enough, he's pulling those away now. So that kind of means that he's off limits for airstrike for a while. As you can see, the bombers coming in to try to help try to do something else. Will you get the strafe off? Yes, you did. 4 more kills, and look, there's the torpedo bombers. Group 2 going in for the... We got a little strafe lock action here. Did you see what he did there? He locked the fighter in place, strafed out while strafing in with another squadron. That's a advanced carrier tactic. And Monarch sees the planes and is trying to react to them. And looks like you beat the turn. Now, in order to do that, you see you got strafe locked, but you know what? You got 5 torpedo hits and a kill out of the deal, so I suppose that would be considered worth it, huh? And we have lost our first of the enemy ADIV. Nuclear Llama is helping out. Sitz is saying he's going to run away after capping because he's low health. Makes perfect sense, and exactly what I would do too. And there's Musor in the Montana going after the Conqueror. So what we can see happening here is the dive bombers grouping up. And I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to position his bombers so they can drop at the exact same time on the Montana at like essentially right on top of him, because he's gonna detect Musor, and there it is right there. So gonna lose a bit of time trying to maneuver, and oh geez, there's the fighters. You better hurry. And you're gonna beat Gaishu's drop. 25k hit. Nicely done. And also dodging that initial strafe. Now that's gonna be a big help for your Conqueror, who's obviously got a little bit less hit points to deal with as the Midway takes down the Missouri. One of the fun nicknames for the Midway these days is the Skillway, and maybe you can see why. And you can see that Top Gun wants to support this Conqueror, but in order to do that, he really can't because of the 2 fighters over there as Musor takes out another ship. So yeah, it's unfortunate, and you see in the chat he said my fighters are on cooldown. I'm trying to get them up. Dive bombers are almost gone now, and torpedo bombers still pretty healthy in reserves. Musor getting another kill. In case you didn't notice, Musor is very, very, very good in the Montana. Good play overall. And yes, both carrier players are quite good. So that adds to the complexity of this battle. Now you can see he's trying to maneuver his planes in to do something. He bet on Gaishu going for the strafe. Alright, now Top Gun is open to drop. Gotta hurry though, those other fighters are in. And got strafed a little bit. But that's probably enough to kill Musor, let's see. Yeah. And where's the other fighter squadron? Cyclone passing. That's going to help with vision. There's the Midway and the Zao. So the Zao is trying to go and support the Midway. Top Gun strafed out there in an attempt to kill the torpedo bombers. Kind of throwing your torp bombers away, but maybe it's just to try to get the defensive fire popped. That's my guess. I mean, they probably won't even drop. Yeah. And see what I mean about the frustration aspect of the game with the UI. He had to order 2 or 3 attacks, and the fighters, the bombers, just kind of derped around in a circle. Said, "I guess I'll go this way. I want to go this way. I guess I'll go this way." So this is not looking good. I mean, 2 caps is good. 2 minutes is okay. It really all comes down to if Sitz is able to survive. Oh God, no. Never mind. Then the carrier dropped and missed.
Approaching target. Group 6 returning. Taking fire. Maintaining present course.
Breaking out of the strafe, taking out some planes there like a boss.
Upon you.
And as you can see, Gaishu is a little upset about that. Manual drop on the Z. 800. That's the thing about AP bombs, right? Like, you just can't do damage. So it's going to come down to this this destroyer. 1 minute left. Top Gun needs to kill this destroyer if he's going to win for the team. That's it. That's the only option here with 1 minute to go. And you beached yourself. Whoops.
Target destroyed.
So it's going for a torpedo when he died. That's just... okay. Defensive fire is available. So at least you got that. Going for the torp drop there. You can see there's just not a lot of time left, so he didn't want to set up the cross drop, and boom! Oh, geez, now you need... okay, so 30 seconds left. If you can get... obviously survive, first of all, so use your defensive fire. There you go. You're pretty much going to survive this. So I would be focusing more on the Zhao, trying to get a reset on the Zhao at 10 seconds left in the battle. This is close, though. And even if the Zhao caps, it don't matter. That's it. Nice job, sir. Wow. Whew. 62 plane kills. A lot of damage. Incredible. Simply incredible. And then, of course, we've got a Namati in the show showing up here. So, pretty epic game, I gotta say. A great example of a carrier doing just that, carrying the battle. I don't know if I could really isolate a lot of misplays or anything like that. The only thing was you let your fighters get strafe locked once and then killed after you strafe locked theirs. So, whatever. It happens. But Top Gun, I want to say thank you for submitting this replay of the Midway. It's really cool seeing how the changes have impacted the ship. I'd love to see a game against the Hakuryu at some point. It's also cool seeing 2 very strong carrier players going at it. So hats off to Gaishu on the enemy team and Muser. And yeah, so... guys, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, feel free to like, subscribe, whatever the YouTube junk is, and send me replays so I can feature yours. As you saw, hopefully, in my announcement video, the opportunity to win some things, prizes like that, or like that, are available now. And sending in replays is one of them, commenting is another, and subscribing is a third way to win. And I'll be doing those drawings, probably Saturday or Sunday of this coming weekend. As always, take care, have a good day, hope you enjoyed this and learned something new.